close this tab. All right, and we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of What's Your Genesis, my talk show where I pull on various VTubers and content creators for kind of interviews, but more it kind of rolls into being more like a podcast. I just like to chat with people. But yeah, today I have with me a very adorable cyber doggo by the name of Nisile. She seems to go by like 3 different names, but why don't you say hello?
Hi, thank you for having me.
Glad to have you. I'm very glad to have you. Dude, and speaking of those 3 names, which one do you typically go by the most? Because I wasn't sure whether it's Nissen, Nisile.
It's probably easy to just go by Nis. That's usually what people call me, yeah.
Gotcha. Oh man, why don't you tell the chat a little bit about what about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name's Nis. I'm a pretty new VTuber around town. As you can see, Cyber Doggo VTuber. I do a lot of games. Sometimes I react to the funnies that my Discord sends me, and yeah, it's just like to chill around and have fun.
Hey, that's awesome. I should probably be spending more time with my community. I'm pretty bad about that, trying to hang in my Discord server. I think it's because work or just making videos or streaming wears me out, so I don't typically chill on my server a lot, and I really should.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm kind of the same. I like typing a lot. I do chat a lot with my server, but I'm really bad at just sitting in the voice chat and like
Yeah.
waiting or doing stuff like that.
I mean, I'm bad at texting in general as well with my server. I need to really improve. I was really good for a while, and then I kind of lost the groove of doing that. Also, Starcoal in chats is saying hello.
Oh, hello. Yes, that's a it's a personal friend.
Gotcha,
Thank you for
gotcha.
dropping by.
Yes, very much appreciate you coming in here and saying hello. I'm also going to make sure... Oh, whoops, I just backed out. Let me fix that. I backed out of something. I want to keep an eye on the chat, but I have to get this to load in, and let's set this to live chat. There we go. Oh, man. But yes. So how long have you been a content creator, or if you just became one recently, a VTuber? Like, did you transition to VTuber, or did you start out being a content creator as a VTuber?
Uh, I No, I completely new. I kind of started dipping my toes into it back in December, I think, like very end of December of 2022. I had the idea of becoming a VTuber because I really wanted to try streaming out, which is why I'm still like pre-debut, so I haven't really put myself out there much. So I wanted to really try it first. So it's been about 4 month-ish by now.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, how you liking it so far then? Sounds like if you're that new.
I love it. I love it so much. It's been incredible. It's so much fun so far. I love communicating with people, like my chat, the interactions, the people that I've met. It's been fantastic, and I really cannot wait for the day that I guess I debut and like put myself out there more.
This isn't your official model then?
No. So it was going to be, but due to some complications, I'm gonna have to say goodbye to the tiny little baby model that I love so much. And I'm currently in the midst of getting a new full body model because this one's just
Hey,
a half body for now.
yeah, just a half body, which is fair. I mean, everyone has to start somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Oh man. Uh, so what kind of made you want to become a streamer or a VTuber? Either or both?
So I I think it's the VTuber persona itself came from just uh I I can't be bothered to fix myself up every day if I wanted to stream. I so I could play my little cute avatar and be just a character that I find adorable that I like looking at that maybe other people like looking at. and like why I wanted to start. I just thought it would be fun because I have a tendency of just I talk to myself a lot when playing, for example. I feel like I have a lot to say. Not a lot of meaningful things to say, but just a lot to say while like playing games or doing my own thing. And I was hoping that I could entertain somebody and like make people laugh or make people have fun, make a nice cozy space for people to hang out.
You know, that's respectable. I respect that. You know, I mean, kind of similar to why I wanted to get into streaming. It's like for one, I find it very hard to get videos out quickly as a YouTuber. Um, you know, I try to my hardest to get videos out, but I am kind of a perfectionist, or like I like to make videos look as good as I can before I release them. I mean, it's the same with music or anything else I work on. I don't feel if I'm not happy with the finished product, it takes me forever to put it out. So streaming was nice. It was a way to like make content without having to record as well because it takes so long for me to edit. I'd have a backlog of recordings and my PC would get filled up. So it's like, oh, I have no space because I have too many videos that I've recorded and didn't make videos of. So streaming's like, okay, I can make all this into content that I can eventually hopefully download or later on clip and make content from there.
Yeah,
And
no, I get you completely because personally I also or well it's kind of hard, right? Because my motivation goes up and down a lot, and I love actually editing the videos whenever I get to it. But I know that I would really struggle being consistent at it because it's so much work, right? So streaming was another way where I could prop it up and to an extent like just be myself, right? Just chill and talk to people.
yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, I mean again goes into like the third reason I kind of got into streaming was I like the chat interaction. I find it so, especially like the more and more I've done this or watched YouTubers and streamers, like I love the interaction of the chat and the streamer developing a kind of a way of making content together. Like how Doug or Point Crow, like their chat will start making a joke, like Doug or Point Crow's chat will go on a rant about how, like a great example is Doctors Without Borders. They were making jokes with Doug when he was doing that charity about how they're helping doctors get through the border, or like we're misreading it, like doctors with that are hoarders, stuff like that. It's like
Yeah.
I don't know. I love involving my community in content. That way, if I ever make it edited, they get to be spotlighted in that. Or just in general, I like making memories with the people who watch me.
Hmm.
I don't know if you feel the same way. Like, is that kind of what you feel with your chat? Kind of like you like them being there, making them a part of the fun?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my the flow of the streams are kind of carried by chat if I may say so. Like I I can come up with things on my own, but the what really carries it is when somebody finds a funny clip or something to comment about, and we can all laugh about it together and point out things throughout the stream, and just everyone can just have fun,
Yeah.
and like everyone has a chance to say something or to be part of it, right? Like everyone can be funny, point out the funny and laugh at it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And I feel like, in my opinion, I think when it comes to like playing through a story-based game, especially if you're doing it by yourself, like I think that streaming became popular way to do that. Like nowadays, I can never watch a let's play, like or a playthrough of a game unless it's like stream highlights. Then I think the reason for that is as someone who tried editing his own playthroughs and all that, I find it so hard to know what you should include in the video. It's like, I find it very hard to play off the game and do funny things in game without someone there to play off of with me. I'm not good at initializing. Like especially because when I play a game, like let's say it's Fallout. I can't play the morally evil route and be like, okay, child, I'm going to murder your father and adopt you as my own. It's like I can't do that in like say Skyrim or something like that. It's like I have to like if a kid like I'm like the kind of person's like, oh, this person's adopted, like I've been adopted to take super good care of them, or it's like I can't kill anybody who's a good character. I can't do that. Like, and I know that's maybe a weakness as as an entertainer. I just don't feel good doing that in games. I don't know. I get too invested in them to play a dark route.
I mean, no, yeah, no, that's fair. It's to each their own, right? So some people are good at one thing, and others like just taking it on their own and playing how they want.
Yeah.
So I guess some are more chaotic than others.
Yeah. I'm also getting a bit. I'm over the years, I think I've gotten worse at finding out what content I should include in my own videos. Just because I'm like, I don't know what is funny to me anymore about myself. It's not easier when I'm playing with friends though, because then it's like, okay, well this friend made this joke while I was playing this game at this time. I definitely want to include this.
Yeah, like I think that's another thing too. Having chat or having clippers for different highlights
What
of the
content they
stream.
like, yeah.
Yeah, right. Because it's like, first of all, humor is very subjective. But it's also when I watch myself, and there's might be a couple of chuckles here and there. I'm like, oh, that was kind of funny, or oh, that was interesting. I don't know what others might find funny. I know what I find funny or what I might enjoy. But when I watch myself, I can be a bit more too critical or just not find humor in it. But if I see people's reaction being positive, it's like, oh, okay, so like this was fine.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
like this.
And it's why I feel like that's why a lot of smaller creators kind of suffer. Like, especially if they're trying to do stream content as their main content, because they don't know what they could include in what they could put, because they don't have the clippers. They don't have the the very active chat to play off of. And like, so they have to kind of find out what moments that themselves that they want to make into videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like the only real solution to making content if you are just a streamer, right? Like if you wanted to make some sort of YouTube content or clipping it, making smaller format like TikToks, is that you have to not only especially without the clippers, you have to go through the VOD yourself.
Yep.
Right? And that's gonna take so long. Let's say you've streamed for like 5 hours, then you have to watch through 5 hours of content just to find maybe like 5 times in those 5 hours where
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
like,
oh, okay, I could add that
a
to
clip an
video.
hour. It's like, and then that's all you know of that you think you could make in a video.
Yeah.
So I think clippers are way more important than people realize. Whether that's clippers who just clip on Twitch and that's all they do, or say they're people who clip and then they upload to YouTube as just like highlights of what they think was funny from the streamer's stream. Kind of like what Cooksey does for various VTubers, or like Shy Lily Clips does for purely Shy Lily's clips. I think
Hmm.
having a clipper who's there to support your channel and like, edit small bits and pieces, I think it's more valuable than people know.
It's so incredibly helpful, and I think especially for like smaller communities or people who might be like shy or like, oh, I don't know, should I clip, should I not? It doesn't matter if you manage to get the entire clip. Even it doesn't matter if you manage to get the entire funny. Just clipping gives the streamer an idea of, oh, there's like an area here in the VOD that was funny. Maybe I can look through that specific part, like that specific timestamp, and find better timing or like edit it better, you know?
Oh yeah, very much so. Very much so. It's like sometimes I can remember like the good moments, but other times I can't. And some bigger creators like Ludwig will say like if you are gonna stream the like content that you can easily make into a YouTube video. He's like that way you can like do something on stream that you can easily edit down into something that people will want to watch. Like do a challenge on stream, like and spend like 2 hours making that video. Like no, or like even if it's just a 20-minute segment, do something that you can make into a video, even if it's super easy editing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a great example of that people who currently have done a lot of subathons lately, and literally while they're in the middle of their subathon, they will edit a video on stream maybe of something they did on the subathon, because it's like they just like maybe they went on a rant about something, and then we're like, all right, I'm doing a subathon still, like, and at the end of the video they'll say, still doing a subathon, so come watch live, and it's like, it's a great example of make content on stream that it can easily export to YouTube.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is great. I mean, sometimes you just want to, do something peaceful and relaxing on stream, I feel like. Maybe you just want to play some Stardew Valley. And I think Stardew Valley is one of those games that's very hard to make into YouTube content. Unless you already have a community that loves watching what you do.
Mm. I think it really depends because at the same time, I feel like most content is good content regardless, right? You're gonna find a niche for any sort of content. Even if it's like slow paced or it's just a cute clip instead of a funny one or like a scary one or a thoughtful one, there's always people who are interested in different things, right? So
Yeah,
it's hard to really tell what to clip because anything could be clipped for different reasons.
exactly. I mean, yeah, very much so. And that's why some people, like, will spend like 20 minutes doing something on a stream, and then they'll just take that and very quickly edit that down to a video, maybe after the stream ends. Just like, some people are like, are smart enough to know, I'm going to do something on stream that I can quickly make it to a video, and I can get that out there. I think a big
Mm-hmm.
problem for me is, though, after seeing Soviet Womble and content creators who do a lot of subtitles, I have a bad habit of wanting to do subtitles in every video I make. And subtitles
I
are
mean,
extremely time consuming.
yeah, I did because again I was like trying out different sorts of content creation as like my whole pre-debut era but it's like I was making very small format TikToks and trying to figure out the timing for text sometimes. Oh my god, it
It
can
can be
be
rough.
so taxing and then long.
It takes longer than I think a lot of people realize.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the timing, getting the words right, having to watch the same clip over and over and over and over to see like if everything works fine, right? If
Oh
everything's like
yeah.
working out.
And there's so many different types like of content you can make. You can just make meme content where you're reacting to memes, maybe very short form like TikToks. Like somebody says something and then you literally just react to it. And I've seen that literally blow people up successfully. Like I saw somebody go from 0 subscribers to 30,000 in the course of 3 months. And that's all they did
Wow.
basically was react or make funny memes using their model.
Damn. The
All through YouTube Shorts
Whoa.
basically.
That's impressive. I mean, yeah, no, like it's everywhere, right? Any content can be good content. It's just luck, right?
It is luck, yeah.
People need to just see it, and they're gonna love it. It doesn't matter what it is. There's no secret formula. You just make something someone likes, and they're like, "Oh wow, this blew up," right?
And there's some things you can kind of control, like you can make content for a bigger creator and hope that, and try and get them to react to it. That's a great way how to get noticed. You can also, just make a big thing is don't just make Twitch content. Don't just, or in general, just don't just live stream. Some people can make it like that, but in my opinion, it's much better if you also are spending time making edited content, whether that's short form or long form or just normal form content, like edited YouTube videos, YouTube Shorts, TikToks. Maybe you're making a 2 hour long essay on something, a video essay. People watch all that. Like, you just gotta make content and think, well, what would I watch or what would other people watch? Like, what can I make right now that people would watch? Like,
Yeah, do what you love, right?
I saw someone make a video recently. Like, I saw a really nice thumbnail, like just last night or this morning, and it only had 14 views. But and it caught my eye. I'm like, this looks entertaining. But it looked like maybe it'd be a video essay. But it was only a thumbnail for a person who was doing a playthrough of Portal 1 in this day and age. And here's the thing. I know it sucks to hear it if people are trying to want to play an old game. Unless you already either have a big audience or are trying to make a video essay, like a very entertaining take on that game, you're not going to get noticed. Not in a playthrough. I hate to say it, but no one's going to watch a playthrough of Portal 1 at this day and age unless you are doing some insane challenge like beat Portal without the portal gun, which is probably
Yeah,
impossible, but or maybe
not to
make a video
mention like
essay, you know,
yeah.
like or a deep dive on the dark histories of Portal. It's like you got to do something to get noticed. Because now there's too many people who have like done Portal now. I
The
don't know.
time's gone. No? I mean, not to mention it's Portal 1, right? Not even Portal 2, which is
Not
like the
even Portal
big one.
2. Yep,
Yeah.
it's
Like
very
people
old.
say you have to like choose your niche, but by choosing a niche, you're also like making a big gamble on just no one really being around that niche. At least not at the moment. It's the timing too. It's not just the
Timing,
game.
yeah. What
It's
is
the
popular
timing
at the
needs to be
time?
perfect.
Yeah, you gotta kind of play the algorithm and know when something good is like to upload. Like you gotta be like, okay, well, currently, like I read examples I mentioned earlier. Choo Choo Charles, that stream blew up. I don't know if I mentioned that on stream. I think that might have been before we went live, but maybe I don't know. It could have been in this. Just like that game was popular at the time, and my stream just happened to get noticed by a ton of people who were wanting to watch Choo Choo Charles content. You know,
Yeah.
it's timing, it's luck of the draw, it's knowing the algorithm, it's learning what people want to watch. It's a tough it's a tough career, content creation, tougher than people I think they realize.
And at the end of the day, it's a whole lot of luck. You could be doing everything perfectly and still not hit that high. Just
You can make the most entertaining
oh man.
videos, yeah. You can make the most entertaining videos and still not get noticed.
Which
It
isn't like it's
sucks.
not your fault at all, right? Like it's not the individual's fault at all if the growth is slow. Even if you're doing everything perfectly, it's just the luck of the draw. It's if the algorithm feels like, oh yeah, no, now's your time. Now people will see you. Now people will take
I mean, that
notice.
does happen. Some people have like gone from 0 views, like, or they had like 10 views on a video, but the algorithm like 4 years later is like, oh, hey, this video, let's just plop this everywhere on YouTube, and like suddenly now that video has like 1 million views.
Yeah, like suddenly the algorithm's like, you know what? It's your time.
It's your
I
time
know
to
it's been like
shine,
a
kid.
decade, but it's your time now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. It is like that. I don't know. It's so weird. It's a very like, and being a VTuber has a lot of competition. So, and my like, and, it very quickly went from no competition to a ton of competition. Um,
Yeah.
I do think, in my opinion, that it can. I think there's so many different ways you can use a VTuber model. Like, I think I haven't seen it yet, but I'm waiting for somebody to make a VTuber model where they essentially do what Markiplier does with Lixian, and they stream it with their face cam on games. But maybe they do a bit where like they chat with their VTuber persona who isn't in the video, but post editing they like slap their VTuber model on to be a different persona. Say this is me, like I was making a video out of this, right? And I'm like, oh, what do you think, Salad Fingers? And Salad Fingers goes, Rusty Spoons, I like it. And he just comes in and he starts, I don't know, stroking your hair or something. Like, yes, listen, I am here for you. I like your cyber hair.
Oh my god.
I've yet to see a VTuber do that, but I think it'd be super entertaining to watch somebody, be like a complete sane person normally in their video, but then talk to their VTuber persona and edit that in post editing, and have their like
Yeah.
VTuber come in and just say some weird, wacky stuff. I've yet to see it, but I
So,
think it'd be super funny to watch.
yeah, no, absolutely. Like so unhinged. Like
It's very unhinged. Like I could like ask my old timey stuff, like, "What do you think of this?" And then they just come in with like a high pass filter over the voice and go, "I think that this would be a wonderful time for us to have a commercial break."
it's kind of like all of those videos that went viral a couple of years ago. It was like talking to my 10-year-old self. They have like a conversation across
Or
time.
talking to my drunk self, yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's wild. It's like breaking. I don't even know if it's a fourth wall anymore. It's some wall.
Yeah, like I feel like there's a million ways you can make content, a million. But the biggest thing you gotta do, you have to be unique. Like I hate
Mm.
to say it, but you cannot go live. You cannot upload a YouTube video without and just try and follow a category or just not do anything special. Like, yes, being yourself is special. Don't get me wrong. You can always be yourself and be special. But you gotta try and do something to stand out from the crowd if you want to be successful in this category.
Mm.
This career, that is.
Yeah, I mean, as you mentioned, like there's so many now. The competition's insane now. Maybe let's say
It's
two
like
years
probably
ago you were
five or
able
20
to.
VTubers a day.
Yeah, right. Like maybe whenever it was new and not as readily available, you were able to prop up your VTuber, be I don't know, exceptionally cute or do something. I wouldn't say minor, right? But you could be the leader of that pack. Oh shit, the leader of the VTuber pack,
Yep.
a founder, let's say, and people would just follow you and they would stay. Now you have to be unique. Now you have to. It's not just a model, right? People think, oh, you have a unique model. I like you. No, you have to be able to retain those people. Because why would they go to you and not somebody who has been in the industry for,
Who
three,
has
4 years?
mastered what they're doing, yeah, and who knows how to
Yeah.
make entertaining content with what they do. And that kind of goes into like I guess what I want to talk about next, which is just like uh what was it? Hold on. Is like when you are trying to make content as a content creator and trying to be unique, like, of course you got to stand out, but it's like oh, where was I going with this? I had a really good take and now it just left me. I hate when that happens and just like you forget what you're gonna say. Like you gotta stand out and hold on, let me think about where like my brain was going like gonna talk about how there are people in the industry who've mastered what they do. There are people in the who are good at one thing. Oh, variety. If you're trying to be a variety content creator, and I hate to say this as someone who likes to make variety content and likes to experiment, you eventually have to find a way to make content that kind of sticks to a formula that works for you. Because
Mm.
people are going to want to come to your content and they're going to want to expect something similar every time. Unless your whole shtick is trying to be different every video. Like, I mean, a great example, look at Game Changer, which is a game show where literally every episode, the game is different. Like, literally, they do not have the same game show. Like, literally, one episode, they could be trying to identify birds on a screen. But the next episode, they're trying to escape an escape room. That's literally what Game Changer is. It's like you either got to make your content centered around variety or follow a formula of making content a certain way.
Yeah, and I mean that's like
At
they're
least
the
that's a good way to
founders
grow.
of that idea, right? The idea of Game Changer could be, oh, you never know what to expect. It's always something different, you know? You're getting different kind of content, and that's what people look for sometimes. People look for maybe they don't want to just sit down with the same person and talk, watch the same game all the time.
Hmm.
It's also why like playing really long games also doesn't necessarily do well for a long time because people lose interest. They want something else to
Hmm.
spice up their viewing. Like you have to be able to figure out a good timing of what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how much you want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I very much heavily agree. Um, it's just consecration in general can be a bit of a gamble, but there are ways you can try and always improve. Always improve what you're making. Also, someone in chat's
Mhm.
asking how we both are. I'm doing pretty good.
I'm doing great.
Yeah. Also, going like, to take a break a bit from talking about consecration, I wanted to ask, so, what made you want to go with the cyber doggo, and what exactly is a cyber doggo?
Oh, what is a cyber doggo? Well, um, so in the initial stages of making the character, uh, I so I was like, okay, what if I made a VTuber? What would I make the VTuber of? And I was like, okay, well, I like what I mean. I like you know,
Animal
dog,
girls.
yeah, animal girl, animal features on a human. Okay, fine, let's do that. How do we do it? Okay, what's my favorite animal? I like dogs. I like canines. I used to call myself a cyber canine, but then I think a lot of people don't know what canine means because they didn't really understand the name. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not a wolf. I am not a specific dog breed, so we'll just go with Doggo because that's probably the closest that I get to. And I
Yeah.
made this really cursed mood board with a bunch of ideas of how I wanted the character to be made. And I settled on Cyber Doggo instead of, well, let's say like a Spirit Doggo, Demon Doggo, whatever. Um, Mostly just because I was brainstorming with my friends and I thought that it would just be cool. I just thought it'd be cool because I really like cyberpunk as a theme in general. Streetwear looks sick, and I like the idea of technology over maybe something more nature vibes. And I guess it's also partially like trying to be unique. You see a lot of people using the comfy nature route, which is great. That's amazing. That's adorable as heck. But I
Yeah.
wanted to go something more rough around the edges. Because um I think that shows my personality a bit more too. Because
You're more of a gremlin.
yeah, exactly. I'm very chaotic, very all over the place. Can get very loud. It's more cool, let's say, more on the cool spectrum instead of the
Yeah.
cute. I mean, I cute too, right? But not as calm. You come to me and you'll get someone who's like going here and going there and going over everywhere.
Yeah.
And Doggo, doggos are always like jumping around, being all happy and barking and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like, I think VTuber designs definitely making it play into your personality is important. Like, I feel like I could have gone with something more unique for myself, but I've just literally modeled my model after myself. Um, and I think, though, adding the microphone added a lot because it lets me do news-based content. It lets me kind of look more like a proper interviewer or talk show host. Um, I don't know, I think adding the microphone just added a lot to my model, more so. But I do want, I wanted to look, kind of be myself on the internet, and I like being a VTuber more than being just showing my face. I mean, I still show my face from time to time, but I prefer being just a VTuber.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look very, very nice.
Thank you,
You
thank
you
you.
look very, very fitting for the interview.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh man, I know some people don't really like fedoras or trilbies. I know it has a bad rap, especially with the internet, but I just have always liked the look. I always will think it's a nice hat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And I'm working on trying to make more ways to like a big thing for me. I've always loved channels that shout out smaller creators and try and help them grow. So I'm planning on trying to make a game show that kind of takes that concept but makes into a game. So at the same time as showing off people's content and their personalities, I get to uh, I get to make it to a game show with rewards or something.
Mm.
Like a big thing I'm thinking about
Interesting.
doing is I don't know if it'd be a 3-person game show or a 6-person, but if I do 3-person, I'd make the winner so the winner gets to we come up with tweets on the losers' twitters that they have to write, and I think that could be very funny to make into a series. I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I don't know. Do you have any big ideas for content, original content you want to work on, whether that's edited or on Twitch or anything, you know?
Mm, hmm. I think for now, I'm mostly just focusing on how I want to take streaming itself, right? Because I am figuring out scheduling with things and how that's gonna work. Right now, I want to see how far I can take streaming as just, I guess, the hobby. Like how far I can take the hobby, how I enjoy it over a longer period of time, how consistent I can be, let's say for scheduling, and then see what I can do in between. I have like a thought of maybe over like eventually when it starts hopefully getting more traction, to hire somebody to help me make more content, to spread that around, because
Yeah.
I feel like my streams are very much like they can be easily highlighted because of the like sort of chaotic feel to it. So
Yeah.
that could be fun content, and I would love to get to know more people, especially. Um, I'm always looking for people to get to know them, right? To watch more people, to learn from others. I just haven't really had the chance to get myself out there because I don't want to start something and not be able to go through with it. right? I don't want to
Yeah.
come up to someone or make a big announcement of like, hey, I have a debut now, or like, oh, I'm doing like streaming, but make a big deal out of it when I can't be
Follow
consistent
through.
at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I don't want to make someone excited or make something excited, and then 3 months down the line, it's like I can't really do this anymore. At that point, I'd rather just kind of let it mellow down and take it easy instead of stressing about having to, um, having to live up to something.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing is consistency, especially if you're trying to do YouTube. You gotta be consistent with uploads, and I know that's something that a lot of people struggle with, myself included. That's why I'm trying to do a lot more live streams on YouTube to keep myself relevant in that regard on my YouTube channel. I still want to do edited content, but even with an editor, I'm a perfectionist. I want to make videos look as good as possible. Even if I have, so it's like I work with my video editors and we spend a long, like either I'll spend forever on a video or I'll have them spend forever on a video just because I like to make the content look a certain way that I really want it to look because I don't really want to I don't want to release content that doesn't match my consistency of quality, and I know that quantity is also important on YouTube, but I also want to put out quality content.
Yeah, no, I get you 100%. I mean, I the worst part is when you're super into something and then you get an idea. You get an idea of how you want something to look and you strive for it. You spend so many hours
Mm-hmm.
editing this one part or this one thing to make it perfect. And it has to be perfect. You can't just slack off.
And it takes so
You just
long.
don't allow yourself to slack off. So you have to spend all those hours on this maybe like 30-second segment. You spend like 10
Or
hours
even
on
just
it.
5 seconds.
Yeah, because it needs to be perfect, right? Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
has to
Yeah.
be.
It
Can't
ha
settle for anything less.
yeah, and the worst part is like, especially if you do that, and then like, because for one, yeah, that sucks. It takes so much time. But imagine doing that, and imagine losing the progress because you forgot to save.
Remind me. Oh, it happened before. It's
It happened
happened.
to me on a
Oh,
video that I'm still trying to get out. I was pretty far into it. And then I lost like 3 minutes of subtitles, which that literally can take me up to anywhere from 2 to 3 hours just for 3 minutes of subtitles. Um,
yeah, it's so
and
demotivating too sometimes.
I literally haven't touched that video in like 3 months. I've just now started editing it. I've now got all the raw edits done, so I've cut down the video. I think it was a 2 hour recording. When I first made that batch edits, it was down to 30 minutes, and then I lost, and then I managed to cut down to 20, lost that 10 minutes of editing, of subtitling all that, lost all that time, so I dropped it, but now that I picked it up again, I've managed to cut it down to 12 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
now I just have to subtitle it. That's all I have left because I've done all the raw edits. Now, the only thing that's bad is there's a section I'm tempted to put like animate a bit in Paint, and that the only thing is if I do that, it's gonna take me like an hour or two just to figure out how I'm gonna set up this literally 5 second edit. But it's like I'm
Yeah.
trying to find a way how to make the video more pleasing to the eye and entertaining. Um, it's like I love pouring all my effort in. It's just and knowing that it's probably not gonna get much is gonna suck.
Yeah, but it's so satisfying to get it right, isn't it?
And chat, so Metal in my chat is saying it's a mood, and they're saying "goddamn" to the losing progress.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, it's absolutely like, oh my God. I remember last time I lost. So I tried, let's say, like rigging for a model once just to learn it. And I got pretty far, I used to follow the basics. I spent like 10 hours on this. It was on the entire day. And then my gremlin ADHD brain just goes, I'm gonna go to bed. And just clicks shut down with everything
mm,
open. I just didn't think about it. Click shutdown, and I realized I'm like,
you didn't
no,
save.
no, it's gone. It's wait, no, I got cancel. How do I cancel the shutdown? And I just see the computer turn off.
Oh God, yeah.
It,
Oh, it's
oh
live. Yes, this
God.
is live. Sorry. The only reason I respond in chat is so I don't interrupt either myself or the person I'm talking with. I try so sometimes I just respond in the chat. But this is live. I am here
It
live
is
with
live.
Nissan. Yes.
Hi, Metal. How's how's it going?
Feed the doggo? I will definitely feed this doggo if she wants some treats. I can definitely give her some. Bones. I find it interesting that dogs like bones so much. You're not supposed to give dogs raw bones though. Is it raw or is it cooked? I know it's one of
It
them you don't want to give them.
I think it's just isn't it just bones that are like have sharp edges? Like chicken bones. Chicken bones can break really easily and then the sharp edges can hurt them.
Why did my brain think it was pre-recorded? Like I said, could be because I've stopped putting the live border around my streams to kind of like make it look more clickbaity. So people, yes, it doesn't look like it's live, but maybe people will click on it because they aren't expecting that it's live going into it. I don't know. I also think it just looks better without the live border. Let's see. I give my dog raw bones. They like it. I know there's a type of bone you're not supposed to give your dog. It might be cooked bones because I think that the reason I think it's cooked bones is because I think it makes a bone more brittle and easier to break. So I want to say it's cooked
Mm.
bones.
Yeah, I just know that like I was always told not to give them something like chicken bones or like really sharp pork chop bones because they're sharp, right? They're gonna hurt them. But I don't know about being cooked or not. But
Mm,
probably something I should know, so I don't choke. But we'll figure that out.
mm-hmm. Yeah, very much so. It's I don't know, pet like trying to make sure what you don't feed your pets anything bad. I mean, that's why I'm glad Alexa and Siri both exist because it's like you can ask them and be like, oh, is it safe to give my pet this now? So it's a lot quicker than having to get on your PC or your phone and have to type it in. So it's like, okay, before I feed my pet this, I should probably make sure it's safe.
Oh, my dog loves eating anything that isn't his own food. So I'll be like taking anything out of the fridge or the pantry, and he'll look at me like, "Can I have some?" And I'll have, well, I guess I'll have to look it up. Can I give my dog an apple? Can I give my dog a strawberry? Like, is this fine? Is it not? Is he gonna die? Is he gonna be hurt?
Oh yeah, the chat is also making sure asking if you feel a little bit better, which I'm glad they are asking because I was gonna ask that too because you had COVID for a bit, right?
Yes. Oh, the worst. Actually, the worst flu I've ever had in my entire life.
Oh, that
I would say
sucks.
it
I've
was
managed to somehow.
awful.
I recently just like everyone in my family, like and the guests that were coming over the house, all had COVID or the flu. I'm the only person who has managed to avoid getting any of it. I don't know how. I'm typically someone who has the worst immune system in the house, but somehow I managed to avoid getting sick this time around. Pretty grateful because I just started a new job.
I see. The thing is, right? I thought my me and my dad are the only ones in my family who never got COVID throughout the entire thing. And it was really weird because, admittedly, we also weren't the greatest at just taking care of ourselves. Just out of forgetting. We were careful with other people, of course, but when it came to personal, like keeping yourself safe, no, yeah. Anyway, my dad never got sick. His entire workplace was infected at some point, and he was the only person who never got sick. Me
Really?
too. Almost my entire high school, like back when this happened, almost my entire school just got sick, or people stayed home. They had other types of like flus, and I just kind of acted like normal and never got it. I even went traveling because I had to move to another country throughout the entire COVID thing. I had to went through everything and just kind of was chill about it. I never got sick. And then lo and behold, 2023 comes around. I think I go to McDonald's and then I come back home with COVID.
Yeah, I avoided getting COVID for like a year or two before I finally got it. Like it's either 2021 or 2022. I finally got it, and it sucked.
It came out of nowhere too. Like I thought I went through the airport. I went through the graduation thing. I went through so many things with a lot of people or where there's a high risk. Nothing. I go to a
Yeah,
local McDonald's, and I think that's where I
and you
got
get
it
it.
from.
Oh,
Yeah, and
that
I get it.
sucks.
I've been avoiding this like the plague for 3 years, and then suddenly I go get a cheeseburger, and I'm sick for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I totally get that. Oh, it sucks. Also, no, do not give dogs chocolate. Bad idea.
Do not
Very.
give them chocolate.
I believe also, I think pistachios also is actually poisonous to them too, but I could be wrong. Actually, I think I was wrong on that.
I think raisins. Raisins are also bad.
Yeah, I
So
think yeah,
definitely no chocolate with raisins. That's bad
I think
too.
it's raisins and grapes. I think grapes is what's the reason why that raisins are toxic because I think grapes are toxic to dogs too.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because I think that when I learned that I think from Rooster Teeth because Gavin's famous saying people like grapes, and then I think they end up trying to find out dogs like grapes, and then they realize dogs do not like grapes because
No.
it's kind of not good for them. Oh my god! And don't worry about the chocolate.
We don't need to mention the chocolate. Just don't let little Fido get to the chocolate.
Oh my god! Yeah, do not let the dogs get to the chocolate.
Chocolate.
Frickin' SpongeBob! Oh my god! Oh man! So have you planned many collabs with people and stuff? I've been like trying to get around, hanging out with a lot of people.
Yeah, I did some. I've met. So I feel I don't know if it's lucky or not because you hear a lot of things about how the community can be sometimes. The people that I've met have been amazing. Uh, there are some people obviously that you go to, you plan something, nothing comes out of it, you never talk to them again. It happens. I'm not gonna hold that
Yeah,
against anybody. But the people that I have had collabs with, especially those that I've had more than once, have all been amazing. I've made at least two, three really close friends that I keep seeing, and I love seeing them grow, and I love occasionally, dropping by and seeing how they're doing. I would
yeah,
love to meet more. I would love to do more collabs. It's just that it's hard, right? Because I kind of struggle to just, I guess, spend time with somebody that I don't really know. Like you can watch somebody stream. You can follow somebody on Twitter. You can just think you know someone, but it's really different when you spend that time with somebody.
yeah.
Um,
No, I could totally get it. Like, there are so many people. Like, I want to keep collabing with new people, but I also want to collab with the people I have met and talked to in the past. Like, or I want to reach out to them more and text them more. I find it very hard to do that though.
yeah, no. Like I really I feel like luckily I'm the kind of person who can get along with anyone, let's say. But I also don't want my collabs to be disingenuous, right? I want them to be genuine. I want to genuinely feel that connection with somebody, have fun with them, feel comfortable around them, know them as a person. And that takes time to build up, right? I don't know anyone by just messaging you once and be like, hey, you want to collab this day? Okay, cool. Now we're friends. Like, it doesn't really work that way for me. So to have a collab partner, I would really love to know them beforehand, spend some time
Yeah.
to play a game, know that I vibe with the person without, getting to that moment where we have to collab and not really knowing how to handle that.
Yeah. No, I definitely get that. I totally can understand that. It's like I feel like when it comes to trying to get to know someone, I feel like for one, keeping up with people I think can be very hard. Like constantly keeping up with the people you've met, even if it's messaging them like once a week, I feel like that can be difficult to remember to do, which sucks. Um, and also, I think you're right. Like, you can't, from one collab, you can't just say, oh, I feel like I'm really close to this person. You got to keep being in contact with them. You got to keep getting to know them, keep hanging around. I mean, I have a friend that I'm very close to, and I still learn new things about them and their beliefs and their opinions. Some of them I realize I don't agree with, but I'm like, you're still a close friend, so I can let this slide.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree to disagree with you. It's like, a friendship is something that is typically long lasting. It takes a lot of building up for. You can't just
Yeah.
expect one collab to get you real close to somebody. Or say you make a gift for somebody. You can't expect your gift like will make them really want to be close to you or get to know you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of just I
No.
don't know. It's rough. Like relationships, and I'm not talking romantic. I mean, technically this does apply any kind of relationship really though. It's a lot. It's hard to figure out how they work. It's hard to keep them going. It's hard to form one in the first place.
Yeah, it's a process, isn't it?
It really
It's a
is.
whole process to feel comfy, I feel. Again, like you can be cool with anyone. There's the kind of people who are like cool with anyone, but I like that feeling of being comfortable, right? The feeling of feeling safe with someone and knowing that I we can, we're homies, we can do what we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that. And I like a big thing to me, I feel like especially if you have a full-time job, it makes it 10 times harder to hang out with the people you want to hang out with. It's like because like you can only plan so many days to hang out with people. I mean, it's some days you might have to take off because maybe you're trying to make content outside of Twitch or YouTube, you know? Maybe you're trying to make
Mm.
music. Maybe you're trying to edit a video for YouTube. Maybe you're trying to plan a special event that you want to host. Or, life outside of content creation, too. It's hard to balance it all.
Yeah, there's too little hours in the day.
It really
It
is.
really is.
And it's hard to make the most of it
Yeah.
without
I
burning
mean, yeah,
yourself
like
out.
there's so many things to balance. You gotta balance sleep. You gotta balance real life. Maybe you have a family, right? Your whole, full-time job, and then there comes the hobby or, content creation. There's not enough to squeeze in. Some people work for more than 8 hours a day, and it's an insanity how they're able to juggle everything. It's crazy.
Yep. Yep. And it can be extremely draining. It's like I feel like people who are meant for content creation are people who can still have the passion to do that after all the exhaustion. And I feel like some people like myself lack a lot of that skill because once I'm
Mm.
exhausted, I can't keep up the grind. Otherwise, I really start burning myself out. I literally get like almost want to break down in tears. It's like I'm pushing myself to the brink. It's like, is this too hard to keep up a full-time job and content creation at the same time?
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine. I mean, again, I'm still just trying things out, right? And I've just learned, because I also got a new part-time job. Just doing part-time is draining me out. I can't even imagine full-time workers at all.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to just try and ease into it. It's very much trial and error. It's very much uh you just have to try. You can never
Yeah.
know if you're able to hold up as much as you love content creation, as much as you might love streaming or the idea of streaming. You have no idea if you'll be able to take it with something else you have to do, like let's say a job or a family to
And you
take
also
care of.
just and you have to and I hate to say it, but you also have to ask yourself, am I actually like am I cut out to make this my actual job or is this more just suited to be
Yeah.
a hobby? Because you do have to ask yourself, am I going to actually be a successful content creator or am I not cut out for it? And
Hmm.
I know they say not to give up on your dreams because once you give up, there's no going back. But the thing is sometimes you do have to kind of just know when to give in, you know?
Yeah, it's you have to know your limits, right? Because I feel like a lot of people also go into content creation thinking, "Oh, it's so cool. It's always going to be so fun. It's always going to be this."
It's not
It's not.
always fun.
It's not.
There's
It's
drama, there's people trying to cancel you, there's the grind, there's burnout, there's people judging you harshly, there's not getting recognition for your hard work sometimes. There's
yeah,
literally the
so
platforms doing something to you, like banning you or like just age restricting your content for no reason.
yeah, no, it's not. I feel like there's a lot of people have the misconception that it is easy, right? Oh, you know how to edit a video, and oh, you have it easy, right? But it's like no matter how much you like something, you always have to try to see if it is possible or you have the will to continue doing it as a job. Because anything that you do, once it becomes a job, it becomes completely different from what you ever loved.
Exactly.
You might love something very dearly. You might love drawing. You might love video editing. You
The
might
moment
love
you turn into
singing.
yeah, the moment you turn a hobby into a career, it changes your perspective on that job, that hobby
Yeah.
very quickly.
Hmm.
Like, you can go from loving something to the very next day be like, I literally am so sick of doing this.
Yeah, because because all of the barriers become part of your hobby now. The hobby that you might have used as an escape, let's say, or just as a way to chill, is now becoming stressful. If you have to fight against the algorithm, fight against you know, content creation, like you don't have the time to work on it, the deadlines, the pressure from others, everything, like it all adds up, right?
It really
The
does.
worries that you didn't have back when it was a hobby are now real.
Yeah. Like it's why I like sometimes you do just need to take a break for yourself, for your sanity, and just be like, especially as a content creator. Like some people don't take breaks. I know some people say don't take breaks because it's gonna hurt your numbers. But the thing is, if even if it fucking hurts your numbers, you gotta know when you need that break. Because there's a reason why even jobs have vacation time.
Mm-hmm.
You need to know when to give yourself a chance to just take a step back, reevaluate either your life, your career, whatever, or just, take some time to just do be yourself and not be on the grind 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, you got to make the choice of what's going to hurt more. Are your numbers going to hurt more than you yourself are going to hurt after burning yourself out?
Mhm. Yeah. It's like you could be making the best content in the world. Like I bet you Mr. Beast sometimes wishes he could probably take breaks. I mean, that guy,
Mm.
I'm pretty sure he's grinding on content really hard, very, very often. I mean, like, another great example is Jacksepticeye. Like, I don't know if he does it anymore, but for a long time, I think he was putting out one or two videos every single day, and they were edited content. Of course, like, he wouldn't throw in memes or subtitles, like, most of the time, but he would do zooms and all that. Like, he'd edit his own content and would record it on the same day. So it's like 1 to 2 videos a day is insane. That is,
Mm.
I'm pretty sure Nux Taku does the same thing. I think he does do two to three videos a day, and that's just I couldn't do that. I mean, of course, if I was making enough money off content creation, maybe, but with the full time job, no.
No, it's a constant grind, right? The people grind for a decade, and that's I guess people. I was hearing a lot about how somebody was thinking, oh, PewDiePie, for example, oh, he's retired now, retired in his 30s, is so young, yada yada. But the guy busted his life off for years, right? They go hard.
hmm
Content creators go hard for years and years, and they don't take a break, and that's how they get to that point. But you sacrifice so much of your life on it.
I mean, a great example is anyone who's working hard labor jobs, like, or jobs that they work 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day, and they don't like that. There's a reason why it sucks that most people, by the time they retire, they're in their 60s, 70s, or 80s. They literally work their life away.
Yeah.
That literally is what life has become. You work your life away. You don't, you like, people expect you not to enjoy your life until you're an old person, until you're
Mm-hmm.
elderly, or literally work yourself to death. It's like you don't even get a chance to enjoy what you're doing. Yeah, you should make your job something you enjoy, but you're not always gonna enjoy it. You need to find a chance to take a break.
Yeah, you need to know how to pace life, yourself, your content, your work, your job. You need to just know where to draw the lines to keep yourself in check, keep yourself healthy, keep your life intact.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Very much so. There's so many people out there that I think like who are grinding really hard on content and are not getting noticed for it. And it's not their fault. It's the algorithm, or it's just luck of the draw, not getting noticed. People aren't wanting to watch that moment. You need to know when to get content out, you know, and what kind of content you want to make. Like I'm gonna like soon here. I want to be trying to take a step back from funny moments and highlights and try more scripted content and see if that does better.
Hmm.
Whether that's like or scripted content or content that I record that I know I can easily edit into a video. You know.
Yeah, you gotta try, right? You gotta see what you like, see what works for you, because it's different for everyone too. Like something that works for you will not work for the other person.
Yep.
Something that works for somebody else will not work for you. You just gotta try. You always gotta try new things.
And that can go the same for video editors. It's like something you like in a video, they might not. And trying to make them adhere to your rules as your editor can be really hard. Or your
Mm-hmm.
desires as as someone you want to edit for you.
Mm-hmm.
Making content has so many different like variables to it and things you got to work on, you know, as someone who wants to make content. I mean, even just streaming. Like a big thing like I think, you know, a lot of streamers just do is just like I don't know, it's hard to influence your chat in a way you want to interact with them. Like I'm someone who I've wanted for a long time. I want the community who literally helps me make content. The community that's like they'll say something and I joke about it. Like maybe my chat says like a hot take like sherbet ice cream sucks, and I can go on a 5 minute rant with my whole chat about how they're wrong about sherbet ice cream. How sherbet ice cream is one of the best ice creams, or how mint chocolate chip ice cream is even far superior to that. And it doesn't taste like toothpaste like a lot of people say it does. It's like but it's hard. You can't get your chat to adhere to what you want them to do. You know, your chat kind of just your community comes up over time. Maybe sure you can take steps trying to influence your chat to want to be like that. I don't know what those steps are, but some people have done that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's content creation so much more than people make it out to be. I will say, I personally do think that hard labor jobs after working one are definitely are much more mentally and physically draining than content creation. So yes, it's definitely easier than many other jobs out there, but that doesn't mean it's not mentally draining in its own way.
Yeah, it also depends on the person, isn't it? Like, if you're not cut out for it, then you might find content creation being more draining because you just genuinely don't know what to do.
Yeah, like you may not know what am I doing wrong. You know, you never know. I mean, like recently, I'm finally apparently, you know, people are really loving this song I made for Shy Lily, which I thought for sure that by now the song would stop being popular, but it's people are still watching and are enjoying it, which really feels good as somebody who spent 6 months working on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you know, I took the leap. I asked Shy Lily to react to it on her stream, and she did, and she liked it, and so did her community. It's like, so there are other methods you can do to grow. They just not will not always work.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just you're not going to really grow much if you do one thing. If you make your let's say make your content and then leave it like that, and that's it. That's all you do. You can't really grow.
You also gotta
Well, at
market
least not.
it.
Yeah, right. You can't really grow, or you probably won't by just putting up the stream and going for it. You can't really grow by just putting out the video and waiting for something to happen.
I mean,
You have to take that initiative.
a great example, whenever I want a video to do well, I literally will message all my friends like, "Hey, I made this video." And I mean, I have like hundreds of people I'm friends with on Discord, and I can just reach out to them and I'll DM them like, "Look, I worked really hard on this video. I'd really love and appreciate it if you could give this a watch and let me know what you think." You know, and there are other content creators too, so maybe they'll say they will and they actually won't, or maybe they'll check it out, but maybe they only watch like a minute because that's all the time they have. But still, it helps to do that because typically those videos that I've done will end up working like doing a lot better because I had a lot of people watch it and a lot of people, you know, like because the algorithm I can confirm now. If you get a ton of people to watch a video, the algorithm will pick up on that. Like even if it's through an outside source, an external source, you know, have them check it out.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, I'm gonna try a different tactic instead of sending people links. I think the algorithm likes it when you ask people to search up your video. Because
Mm-hmm.
then the algorithm will see people are searching for this. All right, let's pick it up. Let's start, you know, recommending it to people. So like again, I feel like that's a great outside way to grow. If you work on something, ask your friends to help out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like as you said, it's all about the clicks. It feels so robotic, but it is all about the clicks.
It really is. It really is. Oh man. Yeah, I feel bad because a lot of time this ends up becoming the discussion on my talk show is how to grow as a content creator. Um, I know that maybe I should stop letting that become the main topic of these talk shows, but it ends up becoming. I just find it very interesting to find out what everyone else thinks about content creation and how
Yeah, I
they're
mean
gonna
we're all
grow.
content creators, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're all in the same boat some way or another, so we all have different things to say.
Oh man. I'm curious. Do you got any embarrassing stories from when you were a kid?
uh, Probably.
I know that I have some very embarrassing ones, like the time that it was back in elementary school, I completely forgot, like, I was going to the bathroom, and my pants were down. Some kid started a game of tag with me in the bathroom, and I ran out during recess without pulling up my pants.
Oh no!
At recess, I didn't get pulled to the principal's office, but a recess teacher's like, "You need to pull up your pants right now." Oh
Oh
God,
man.
that was very embarrassing.
Man, now's a great time for having such a short-term memory. Uh, as a kid, I was very quiet, reserved. I didn't really talk to many people, so I guess, I definitely did stupid stuff. But what did I do? What did I do? Um, Apparently, oh man, apparently, uh, so I've always been really bad at paying attention. I've always been really bad at keeping interested, listening, whatever. Uh,
I can definitely relate there.
but I can't remember this, but I was told that in my middle school, I think we had this little not really graduation, but there was a night where all the parents came and they gave kids these quote unquote diplomas where it just said like, oh, you won the prize of being the best football player in class, or being the most interested in math, yada yada, funny things. It was always achievements. I
Yeah.
didn't really have achievements. I didn't really do
Really?
anything exceptionally. So my prize, right? Teacher goes up. He's all proud. He's like, okay, so we're giving out the prize to Nis, right? Uh, this is the prize for the person who has the biggest bubble around them. The bubble prize. What was the bubble prize? Oh well, let me tell you. It is the prize for not paying attention to it.
Oh my God.
It is the price for just being in your own little bubble and not paying attention to anything or anyone.
I probably
Unless
would have won
somebody
that prize.
unless somebody utters the word. I don't know. Like back then was Minecraft, right? Oh, unless the teachers would utter the word Minecraft, you can't hear her. Right?
Oh my
It was impossible to get me interested in anything. Um
God.
so
That's
I was like,
funny.
my mom keeps like reminding me of it, being like, "Yeah, no, remember when everyone in your class got something and then you got the bubble prize."
I never really got close to anyone in the high school. I think it's because like, I don't know. I didn't really understand what a close friendship was in elementary and middle school. Like I had friends, and there was one friend I was very close to, but once that friendship broke, I kind of was just like, I don't really want to get too close to anybody anymore.
Hmm. Yeah, I had. Every time I mention this, I feel like it sounds so sad, but I didn't really care at the time. Growing up, I really didn't have close friends. My mom always tried to set me up with like her friends, like their kids, and I got along with them, but I never had anyone to really talk to, so I talk to myself a lot. Oh, that reminds me of something. Okay. So embarrassing, right? Something actually embarrassing. Uh, because I was so lonely, there was this forest behind school, and I'd go into it on my own just during recess, and I had a lot of let's say fantasy in my brain. I was really obsessed with Pokemon. So here I am, little 10 to 12-year-old in the forest all by herself, uh, like role playing in my head that I was like surrounded by Pokemon. And like doing battles, and I would like call out their name and be like, "Go, Pikachu's Thunderbolt" at like a random tree. And I thought no one was looking at me, right? I looked around. I made sure that anytime somebody would walk around, I'd be like, I'll just act like a loner, like I'm not doing anything. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? Like, nothing's going on here. And then they'd be gone, and I'd go into my little RP word again. Turns out I didn't know this before like 3 years after I stopped doing that because I graduated into like a high school. It was a different building. I started hanging out with this guy, or just this group of people. And we're hanging out in this park, and we're just talking about each other. And this guy starts talking. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of weird that we're friends now. I used to think you were really weird."
Oh my
I'm
god.
like, why? What did I do? He's like, "Well, because I used to see you yell in the forest all on your own during recess. I used to see you like yell out into the nothing during recess." I'm like, "Ah."
Oh god.
So
Yeah.
that was awful. It's terrible.
I mean,
Just knowing like 3 years later that this guy had like spied on me being alone, yelling random Pokemon quotes into the
Oh
abyss.
god. I used to I mean for me what's embarrassing to me in elementary school, another embarrassing story. I freaking what was it? I'm trying to think. We're also real quick. I'm just gonna type right here. Oh, I'm just gonna write this so that way I know where I can clip any of this if I want to make any of this into YouTube Shorts or anything. Right then, chat, so I know where that's at. That's a timestamp. But one thing that I did when I was younger, I I my ADHD medication used to calm me down, not just help me focus. Now it helps me wake up and help me focus because basically nowadays if I don't take my ADHD medication, I literally feel like I'm a zombie, half asleep the whole day, and I can't focus on anything. But in the past, similar to that, it would help me focus on things. I'd be able to, keep know what I needed to focus on, but it would also stop me but from like literally being a hyperactive, clumsy mess. So I used to run around and I would tell people at my school, "I'm on my medication today," and I'd act like an insane person. Like I would act insane. I would chase people during recess. Apparently, like I would chase them down like a crazy person. And I remember I hated the ending because like fifth grade I had a really bad reputation of being that crazy kid who would chase people. So people would ask me, "Hey, don't take your medication today, so that way you can be crazy. You don't take your medication tomorrow." So I would end up, and I basically became a laughing stock of the school for like the last years of elementary school, which kind of sucked. But
Oh.
it was more my fault. But I didn't know any better, being a really crazy kid.
I mean, you get the attention, right? You get the attention, you're like, "Oh, yeah, no, this works," right?
Any attention's good attention, which yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. It just sucks when that attention. You start realizing maybe having negative, publicity is not great.
Maybe this is not the attention I want. I mean, yeah, no, I think I knew. I probably did not want the attention of, "Oh, it's the weirdo in the forest talking to Pokemon."
Oh my god, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Oh, my favorite Pokemon, Zora. Gen
Zora?
5.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
little
That's
foxy.
adorable. I like Vulpix, classic Kanto
Oh,
Vulpix.
it's adorable. I gave a very confident Zora, but it's really hard to pick a favorite. It's always between Sylveon or Zora or Umbreon. And it's because I really like their shinies, because their shinies go blue.
Have you heard of Pokemon Infant Fusion?
Infinite Fusion. Oh, I think it's like I don't know about it, but I've seen people fuse. Well, yeah, fuse Pokemon.
Yeah. What was the other one you said besides Zora was your favorite?
Sylveon.
I'm gonna combine them real quick and I'll send you a screenshot and you can tell me what you think of these two combined. I think that
Oh,
looks really cool.
they're both adorable. This has to be amazing.
So I'm gonna quickly DM you these. And I think you might like these. These both, in my opinion, look really cool. But so this is what happens if you combine Sylveon and Zorua together
Wait,
in Infinite Fusion.
the white Zora looks like my dog.
It's not even a
Why is that
custom
all
sprite. That's just
Pomeranian?
like they just got slapped them on each other, whereas the left one's
Oh,
like
that looks
customly
so cool.
designed.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are a little white Pomeranian.
Pomeranians are adorable. I have one right now. They're cute dogs.
Really?
Yeah. It's my
Oh,
mom's
so
dog, and
cool.
she fought my mom. She's my mom's like mama's girl. Like she will follow my mom all around the house. She has to be next to her at all times, and she will like whine when my mom's not home. She's like, "Where's mom?"
Oh, they're such little babies. Man, I had to leave my puppy at my mom's place back home when I moved so I moved from Norway to Germany. So
Ah,
he's back
gotcha.
home and I'm here now.
Is that why you have like a Norwegian accent? Like that I
Do
hear?
I?
I feel like you
Do,
kind of do, maybe. And
people usually assume I'm like they can't tell. Usually people can't tell because they're like, "Oh, I'll just assume you're American because I don't hear you being British or
at
German or
first you
anything."
did sound American to me, but yeah, like I think like at first because you were very like you weren't as energetic, but I think as we've talked more, you could definitely feel like you've been less shy and you're coming out more energetic. So I'm hearing more of your accent. I feel like come out, and it's I have a Norwegian friend, and I think you sound very similar to him.
Oh, really? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I was born in Norway. My
Gotcha,
my family, my dad, mom, and their entire lineage there are Chilean, so from South America.
gotcha,
Um, they came to Norway, and I was born in Norway, and now I moved to Germany 2 years ago. So I know
gotcha.
Spanish, Norwegian, English, and German.
Jesus, that's four languages, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm still learning German. I wouldn't say I'm fluent at all, but yeah, I'm working on it.
Gotcha. That's so interesting though. Like having four languages in your head has to be nuts because you probably have to like ask yourself, "Well, what do I say now in English or what do I say now in German or
Oh, it's awful. Because when you're learning a language, that's all you think about, right? So I was dipping my toes into learning Japanese just because I really like the language. I was dipping
yeah.
my toes into learning Japanese on my own. And then I had to learn German because I moved here. But I went from thinking in Japanese to thinking in German. And I like, every time that I think of a phrase now, it translates into German.
Oh
It's really
boy.
inconvenient, and if I'm trying to like talk to someone who doesn't speak that, because it's like, I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say this.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, having that many different languages. Oh boy. Oh man. Yeah, no, I can see why some people might think you definitely sound American, especially like if they're first talking to you, like because your accent is very subtle at first. I definitely think the more into a conversation you get though, it definitely comes out more. Why
Yeah,
do you do
I guess I try to be really proper at first, and then it kind of mellows out.
it mellows out a bit. You're just like, all right, I'm gonna just gotta like let's not care how I sound. Let's just talk. Oh man, I still can't believe like some people like, well like I there was a whole drama about Shiley, people accusing her of faking her voice. It's like I've even checked out some of the old clips that people have posted of her and what her voice used to sound like. It just used to it sounds like she used to like kind of just hide her accent. She tried her best to sound prim and proper, like or like not prim and proper because that's the wrong term, but like she just didn't want to like let her accent come out as much. But now she's more comfortable with it, I feel like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad I don't have like a really heavy Norwegian accent. I can make it up. I can make up a really heavy Norwegian accent. It is disgusting.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Why
Oh
don't you?
no. Oh shoot. Okay, well, give me. I'll like speak in a Norwegian accent for like 2 minutes. It's gonna be awful. Let's just continue this. Let's continue this with the Norwegian accent. It's gonna be awful.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. So, well, then, what's your favorite thing? Like, okay, what like favorite thing about Norway or Germany, living in either place?
Uh,
Don't worry, no pressure, no pressure.
my favorite thing about Norway is clearly the snow, the beautiful landscape. The forest is absolutely stunning. Um, and we all Norwegians are born with skis on our feet, and we love our snow.
There's a lot of snow in Norway.
Yes, absolutely. There's snow everywhere. obviously, the further south you go, the less you're going to find. But you go up north, and that's pretty much everything you're going to see.
The way you're talking, honestly, it doesn't sound that different from how you've been talking. Like, I know you're trying to like emphasize the accent. You honestly almost sound like you're like a combination between either I want to say like Irish, Scottish, and Canadian like combined into one.
It's because Norwegian is so it's such a singing language. Our words go up and down and up and down, and we're always like singing when speaking.
Oh,
It's like constant ups and downs. It's such an interesting language. It doesn't translate well into English.
oh man, I definitely know that because my editor, he is Norwegian, and he definitely like he struggles with trying to subtitle my videos because English isn't his first language.
Yeah.
I feel bad sometimes because it's like sometimes he'll spell like a word and it's like sometimes it's like just spelled incorrectly because I guess he didn't really spell check it, which is fair, that happens. But also sometimes it's funny because I have to tell him, hey, the way you've subtitled this isn't how we spell it in America. And it's like trying to like whenever I ask him to spell the word color, it's like he spells it COLOUR, whereas we get rid of the U in America, so we just do COLOR. And he's like, America like English is stupid. He says.
Okay, but it kind of is. I think
it can be.
The reason so many people know English is because you learn it in school, right? But genuinely, I think English is probably one of the hardest languages to learn just because of all the inconsistencies.
Yeah, or like I mean, we have like
It's wild.
4 or 5 ways of saying the word there. You have like like over there. You have like, and then you have like there, like this is theirs. You have
Yeah.
like because you have you have THERE, THEIR. I think there's actually worse. I think we only have 2 ways of actually saying it. But whereas like wear has a lot. You have WEAR, which means wear, like you're wearing something, or you're wearing like there's a lot of wear and tear on this bike, so it's old. You have WHERE, which is like where are they? Where are you? How like and then you have like oh god, there's a lot of different ways we spell words.
Yeah, and like the pronunciation of some things can be like all over the place. It's really like a difficult language for somebody who might not like who's self-taught, right? Obviously
Yeah.
there's so much media to help you learn it, but I feel like if you don't have anyone to help you learn English, it can be really hard. I don't blame anyone for like struggling with it.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Oh man. Yeah, it can be a very much of a struggle. It can be. But I think that there are definitely harder languages. In my opinion, I think Japanese might be the world's hardest language to learn. I
Mm.
could be
Yeah,
wrong,
definitely,
but
definitely. At least like
for a
the
non-native
like
speaker,
yeah, like the big Asian language, especially like Mandarin.
yeah, trying to be able to
Um,
learn all that, it's like there's like 3 different languages in just for that language. Because there's traditional Japanese, there's like modern Japanese, there's formal Japanese.
yeah, there's like the whole Japanese alphabet for foreign borrowed words, which is like it's like English but in Japanese.
Yep.
Like when they borrow words like orange or radio, it's like, oh, okay, so you're saying words in English, but you're saying them in a Japanese way.
Like
So now
2D.
it's Japanese. Yeah, and it's
Instead of
like,
tree, it's 2D.
but the thing is that that's not necessarily the official word. There's probably a
That's
word
the
in
official word. It's
Japanese.
just that it's just like if they want to say like they're saying in English, but they're trying, it's just kind of like I don't know if it's slang, but they like sometimes like trying to say an English word like exaplodu or
Yeah,
explosion.
right.
They could have said like I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure it's baketsu or something is the actual word for explosion. It's like because like bakugo like stuff like that.
yeah.
It's
Yeah, there's definitely words for it, but then suddenly they're like, "No, this is easier."
yeah, that's what the
Now we're
English
gonna say
say.
it like this now.
It's like there's so many different ways you can speak in Japanese. It's like I took like half a year of Japanese and immediately I was like I'm not cut out for this.
I remember I saw a video once, and people like to comment when they don't even like know the language. They're like, it was a girl who was asked like, "What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?" She's like, "Oh, something something and strawberry." It's like, and all the comments were like, "Why did she say strawberry? It's Ichigo, isn't it?" And then suddenly came the intricacy of no, when you're talking about flavor, you'd usually say strawberry because that's like the strawberry flavor, not the fruit.
Yeah. That's so funny to say Ichigo and Strawberry because Ichigo, the Strawberry Hellcat, is the next VTuber I'm interviewing.
Oh,
Yeah, that's funny. I just think that's funny because you said Strawberry and Ichigo, and I'm just like, yeah, now and that's who I'm interviewing next. Okay. Awesome. And then now that kind of makes sense why Ichigo Kurosaki, from Bleach, like Ichigo's probably related. Like the name he was given is probably meaning his hair because his hair is like orange or pink, kind of
yeah.
ginger. I don't know
It's a
why you'd
cute
name
name
someone
for such a big guy.
for such a like yeah, for his character, yeah, calling him Ichigo for such like a character who's like badass and like trying to
Yeah,
be.
complete badass, a big ass sword, like killing stuff.
Oh
Ah, my name's
man.
Strawberry.
I still need to watch the newest season of Bleach. I have not been keeping up on that. I don't even know if it's finished yet. But like I binge watched like over the course of like half a year or a year, I binge watched all of Bleach and it was pretty good. I mean, it definitely had a lot of moments of just like, what was it? Come on, move the story along.
I've been trying to collect the manga, but oh, it's so hard to find the box set, so I'm still only on
Is
like
it? Oh boy.
it's impossible, especially in Europe, right? So this is something that I really envy about just how globalized America is that it is so hard to find stuff in Europe. It is
Is it?
impossible sometimes. It is so hard. So every country is their own thing, right? They all have their own import laws. They all have their own thingy wingy going on. Importing anything into Norway is gonna set you back a kidney because it's so friggin' expensive. Um,
Yeah.
so that's impossible, right? And trying to find rare items. Let's say you wanted to buy some like some English manga, especially because every country in this freaking continent says, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna just translate everything into our own language." And it's
Yeah.
awful because Germany especially is like this. Is I want to go out. I want to watch a movie, right? I recently watched the D&D movie. It was great. I want to go watch a movie. Turns out they don't show the English showing except for like the first release week.
Yeah.
So if I want to watch the movie in English because I don't understand German that well, I have to be there on the first showing because otherwise it's all going to be in German, and that's terrible. I want to buy some manga at the bookstore. Nothing. It's all in German. It's all German. There's no English. It's all German. I'm screwed. There's nothing I can do. So I'm gonna have to go online to find them. We have some stores, we have stuff from like France or from Belgium that transport, book depository is great for books. But it's when they're out of stock, you're out of luck because you go on like secondhand shops or you go on internet to try and find stuff. They're just gonna recommend you the German version, and it's so hard to find anything. And if you want to buy something from, let's say, the U.S., where someone has the box set because it's so rare, they don't print it in English over here. It's gonna set you back a lot because it's really heavy.
Yeah.
It's so hard to be a collector when it comes to like books in Europe sometimes, especially for like series that are not super popular anymore or like really hard to get covers.
Yeah. And I definitely can see that. I mean, if it's not on Amazon, it's probably pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, at least Germany has Amazon because Norway doesn't.
Oh,
Um,
really?
it's awful.
Oh God.
This is why. Okay, so there's one part that I really love about Germany is that it's so big, right? So there's more stores and there's more things like Amazon. Norway doesn't have Amazon. We
Oh
don't
God.
have next day deliveries. Maybe if you live in like the dead center of the city, but if you live anywhere like out, you're not gonna get next day delivery. You're not gonna get the day after tomorrow delivery. Your delivery is probably gonna be a week away. The
Yeah.
Norwegian post office is so slow, and there's like no options for anything else.
Gotcha. Oh man, that's rough.
It is. It's awful. When I moved here and found out we had Amazon, my world just opened. My eyes started sparkling. Like,
Dude, I couldn't
whoa!
imagine not having
I
Amazon. I
can
use it
get
so
stuff in a
much.
day? What? You guys have DH? You don't have to pay extra for DHL? That's crazy.
I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, in Australia, I'm pretty sure they had an issue where, like, you couldn't get VR headsets or, like, the VR controllers because it's just a specific battery type.
Oh
It's like
no.
you couldn't get the Index, I think, because the controllers use a battery type that, like, they just don't like putting on planes or something weird like that.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
it can be hard sometimes.
Oh, very much so. Oh my God. Like, I know like it sucked when like America like I think when they had a really bad snowstorm like last year or the year before where like 2 to 3 weeks just every like delivery was like slowed down to a halt because all the ice all across the country.
Country doesn't function with snow, huh?
Not really. Especially like I don't think the US is typically cut out for snow, especially a lot of states. I think Canada of course is probably fine, but like in other states like North Dakota are probably just fine, but states that only get snow like once a year probably are like I don't know how to deal with this.
Oh, would you? Is it like actually a real? I always saw this in like children's cartoons. I'm really curious now. Is it actually true that some places have snow days because like the snow makes everything stop functioning,
Oh
so kids
yeah.
don't have to go to school? Really?
It does happen, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool!
It's
I
very
remember
nice.
seeing it in like cartoons. I'd see like cartoons where someone wakes up, looks out the window, like, "Oh my God, it's snow day. We can be off school." We
Yep.
never had that. I had to go take the bus at 7 a.m. at like minus 30 degrees
Oh
Celsius.
my
Really
God.
cool. Yeah, like I, I want a snow day. I want my country to shut down when there's snow.
Uh, I feel like most countries should, but I mean, maybe your country's better for handling it. I bet they put like chains on the bus tires and stuff.
Yeah, they're super used to it, right? Because I mean, it's Norway. We're all the way at the top. We know how to handle snow, sadly. Uh, but
Sadly.
damn, every time I watch those TV shows, I'd be like, "When is my snow day going?" I had to like take the bus, right? I had to walk 15 minutes to the bus station, take a bus that was like 30 minutes late because of a snowstorm, and we were stuck, right?
Oh
So
man.
so there was a snowstorm once. The bus came 30 minutes late, first of all, because it's just impossible to see, and they had to be really careful, obviously. But I lived in a little village, in the mountains, you know. Uh, so I lived in this little village in the mountains, so we had to go down the mountain to get to school. It was like a 20-30 minute ride. And at some point, everyone gets to the bus, so we started driving down, and it just stops. And it's
Huh.
like we're like, oh, so we're just waiting for someone to cross the road, and then it doesn't move. We're like, oh, we're probably just waiting for someone to go down the road, and it still doesn't move. And we're stuck there. We're actually stuck there for over an hour, I think.
Oh
Just in this,
God.
we don't know what's going on, right? We're just sitting here, we're just waiting. We're like, oh well, I guess we're late for school. Well, that's a shame, isn't it?
Oh
No
man.
one's gonna say anything about it, so we're just like, well, I guess we're just stuck here. And yeah, it took us like an hour to get moving, and eventually we did make it to school. Nobody said anything. Uh, but yeah, no, you'd think, huh? With conditions like these, maybe we should just, maybe the kids can take a day off, wouldn't you think?
Our country
No,
thinks that a lot of times, so.
no, no,
Oh.
no. We're like, no, it's like you can't get to school. Put on your skis and get going. You're gonna come there some way. The snow is not an issue. You have nothing to say.
Are they are there any like natural disasters that Norway or Germany face other than like snow?
I last year there was a bit of flooding in Germany just because of all the rain, I think. I don't remember exactly what happened or how it happened. It was pretty I think in my state here.
Hmm.
Um there was a lot of flooding, and I think that's as bad as it gets, honestly.
Gotcha.
There's no earthquakes, there's no, I mean, in Norway, like if you're in the mountains, maybe, snow, like an avalanche
Avalanche.
can happen. Yeah, like that's probably as bad as it gets, or just freezing. But
Yeah.
nothing crazy like earthquakes or tornadoes or
Or
anything like that.
hurricane or anything.
Or hurricanes. No, no, no.
I'm very glad.
Chile.
I'm very glad I don't live on the east coast of the U.S. The east coast of the U.S. The fact they get like a hurricane every year or so is just like
Oh,
I do not understand why anyone wants to live there. It's super dangerous.
yeah. I mean, so yeah, I said how my family is from Chile. So I've gone before.
Gotcha.
and Chile is on a fault. There's a lot of earthquakes. So I'm used to it. I'm used to the ground shaking. I've never been in a big one or anything like that. No, nothing like crazy of the
Yeah.
7 magnitude or anything. But I'm used to the earth shaking. And I remember the first time I was probably like 12. It's probably the last time I was there. I haven't been in so many years. Last time I was there, I was like 12 years old, and I was in a mall with my dad. And we were eating ice cream or whatever. And suddenly, I'm about to take a bite out of my ice cream, and I see her bottle move. I see her bottle move, and I hear rattling, and I look around, and everything's suddenly starting to get really shaky. I just look at my dad. I'm like, "What's going on? What's happening?" He's like, "Oh, it's just an earthquake. Just eat. Just eat. It'll pass.
Just eat,
Just
it'll
eat."
pass. Oh my god.
It's so used to because it was a semi, shaky one, but it wasn't anything crazy, and he's probably used to it, right? Because he's like lived there all his life. He's just
Yeah.
like, no, just eat your ice cream. Don't worry about it. The bottle falls on the floor. He's like, no, I'll pick that up. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Oh my god. Yeah,
So
that's
that's like
crazy.
the worst that Chile has is probably earthquakes and like eventual tsunamis, if anything. Well, similarly to Japan, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I've not seen tsunami yet, but I know like a while ago, I think like there was a huge earthquake in Hawaii or a volcanic eruption, and even the west coast of the U.S. was having tsunami warnings
Oh my God.
because apparently it was a massive earthquake, but then it got called off later on. But it was insane. Like the entire west coast was kind of talk about it, like, oh God, are we actually gonna see some tsunamis over here? Waves that are gonna be like go that far? Because like the waves don't break very quickly. Once a tsunami starts, the water has to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
And so I guess it kind of got lucky. It was just, I mean, Hawaii is quite the distance away from the west coast, so it's like eventually the waves will break, but. Like the fact that distance it was still a worry for our country, kind of scary. The Earth is a scary place sometimes.
Yeah, so sometimes the Earth just kind of has enough and is like, I'm angry now. I'm about to shake.
I'm about to
No, that's
shake.
that's terrifying though. It doesn't hurt to be careful, but damn, no, that's scary. That's terrifying. I've never been around a tsunami. Again, I've never been around like a big earthquake either. But just thinking like, what do you do? Like, what do you do against the Earth?
I don't
If
know.
the Earth decides like, I'm having a bad day today, I'm about to shake. What do you do?
I'm about to shake. The Earth just starts shaking like a freaking chihuahua. Oh man. I don't know. There's not much you can do with natural disasters. It's like, I mean, you see in movies sometimes, like you see like, oh, tornadoes coming down, shoot it with missiles. It's like that doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Treat it like Godzilla.
Natural disasters, we can't do much about. We can warn when they're gonna happen, like or at least try to. But other than that, like, oh, there's not much we can do to prevent them.
No, I mean the countries that it happens a lot are gonna be, I guess more ready to handle them than like if something happened in Norway, would be messed up, like done. We wouldn't be able to. The infrastructure is completely different, right? The
Yeah.
way we build things, the way we've lived is nothing can prepare us for something that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah, I mean that's a great
So,
example. Like, yeah, if say like a place that like everyone lives in log cabins suddenly got hit by a tornado, it's like there's not much they're gonna do. Like, it's like
no,
every place has like is like built to resist certain natural disasters. It's like or at least try to. It's like with New York, I believe there's like the way they design skyscrapers is so they can kind of lean during a hurricane, so that way they don't just that way they're not super stiff. It's like the supports are built in a way like so they will sway. The whole building will sway during a massive
yeah.
windstorm.
I've heard or not necessarily hurricane, but like buildings that are meant to withstand earthquakes, right? Like tall skyscrapers that are meant to
Yeah.
withstand earth. They wiggle, they jiggle. They're like jellies.
Probably see a
So
lot
we're
of them in
just like
California, yeah.
it's a tiny little humans in this big ass jelly, just praying that nothing happens. Like, what do you do? The building's just meant to wiggle, and I can just imagine that looks insane.
Oh yeah. I've not seen it myself, but it's like, oh God, it has to look so crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh man, like I can only imagine how like scary it might be sometime. Like to be stuck in the middle. Like I don't know. My mom used to see a lot of tornadoes when she was a kid because she used to live in North Dakota,
Mm-hmm.
like Tornado Alley or whatever. So there's a lot of tornadoes that show up around there. Also, she'd see snow that would literally go, that could literally cover the. And actually, I don't think she ever saw it, but snow in North Dakota apparently can go all the way up to like the roof of the house sometimes.
Oh yeah.
That's like what,
Man.
freaking 24 feet of snow or something insane like that.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's crazy that places like that aren't like that aren't in like the North or South Pole are getting like snow that much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. I don't know. Snow, like I don't know. The world is a crazy place. Like with the weather in general is just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we even can accurately predict it yet.
Well, no, we just gotta. I mean, we just warn, right? If anything were to or can happen, we warn, and then we'll see. We'll see how it happens.
Like my phone can like the amount of times like I've looked at my phone and it's like because I'm seeing like really heavy snow outside and I'll look down at my phone and it just says, "Oh, today's meant to be cloudy, like 0% chance of rain or snow." And it's like I'm looking at between my phone and the window. I'm like, "Are you sure about that?" I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's snowing.
yeah, like I'd randomly get a thing on my phone, like the weather app, on the home screen. I'll turn my phone on, look at it while in Norway, and they'll be like, "Danger for ice and snow. Be careful." I'm like, "Oh, lovely." That's
Oh
great.
boy.
That's just beautiful. I mean, something I just remembered that in terms of like what do you do when the Earth decides, haha, I'm gonna do a funny. You just kind of need to try and prepare, and that's it, right? There's this little village in Norway that they made a movie about. It's called The Wave. You can probably guess what's gonna happen or
Yeah.
what it entails, right? So there's this little town, I think like pretty far west of Norway or something like that. There's this fjord. I don't know if you know what the fjords are. It's the big mountains with like the water in the middle. Very beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, so there's apparently a fault in one of the mountains, or just the mountainside, where back in the 40s, like really far back, there was a shake, there was a quake that made it so the mountainside crumbled and fell into the water, and that created a massive wave that just because of how the fjord is, right? It's just two big mountains with a massive lake in the middle. It made the wave go towards the city, the little
Oh
village,
God.
and just took it all. It's just gone,
Gone.
destroyed. Everything is gone. And yeah, so you'd think, right? Oh, oh, we were wiped out by a big ass wave because the mountain just crumbled. Maybe we shouldn't live here anymore, right?
Yeah.
But nah, Norwegians don't think like that. They're like, okay, time to rebuild everything.
Oh my God.
Time
Yeah.
to rebuild everything, and then they realize, oh, this wasn't a one-time thing. This is gonna happen again, isn't it? And yeah, no, it's gonna happen again, one day.
Oh
And people
boy.
just live there. People just live there, and obviously they're prepared, right? They have the people looking at the mountain, seeing how it shook. There's gonna be like alarms and stuff whenever it happens, but people just live there. just one day the mountain can just feel like shaking, and everyone's gonna have to run away. But they just there's a hotel there that has a lot of tourism. And yeah, the movie basically is just what would happen if the wave came now, if the thing shook and everyone had to evacuate,
Yeah.
and like
God.
I guess spread some sort of awareness to the current situation. But it's like I just find it funny that how you said like, oh, maybe we shouldn't live there anymore. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't,
Ugh.
but I guess we still will.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
we
weird that
will.
humans choose to live in the most dangerous environments sometimes. It's like
It's like
I don't get it.
something terrible could happen, but my couch is just really comfortable here.
Oh my gosh, dude. Oh man. Yeah, no, it's just people being too freaking stubborn to do anything else.
It is what it is. I mean, they're prepared for it, right? They know what the dangers are, and they'll figure it out. They're willing to do it.
They'll figure it out. Oh my gosh. Man. One of these days I need to try doing this talk show on Twitch and see how it does and how it fares. I might do like a bonus episode. We'll invite some previous guests or something on. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what I would title it. It would just be a What's Your Genesis bonus episode. Just would I just call it What's Your Genesis? I don't know. Because like I'd like to see if people would, like how like I it's always good to experiment. And I wonder if it would do better on Twitch or versus YouTube. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you're free to try. You always gotta try, innit?
Yeah.
So the conclusion we came to at the start is just something will work for somebody, other things will not work for somebody. We just gotta try and see.
Yeah. Because I think that I like doing these thumbnails. I think I did a pretty good job on today's thumbnail.
I mean, you can still do the thumbnails and just put them on social media.
That too, yeah. I could figure something out. Uh, no idea, no idea. Oh man. But I will say we've been going for almost 2 hours now. I mean we can go longer if you'd like, but I'm kind of running out of things to talk about.
No, it's all right. It's all good.
Well, actually, I got a couple. I just thought of something. So for you, are you much of a gamer?
Oh yeah.
Grew up on video games. What kind of video games did you play when you were
Yeah.
younger?
Everything. That's such a bad answer. Growing up, I was a PlayStation kid initially. My mom keeps saying your dad brought home the PlayStation, and everything went downhill from there. Um, uh, he brought back the PlayStation 2, and I think my favorite game were probably like Crash Bandicoot, some racing game, probably like Gran Turismo. And yeah, no, I liked the adventure games. Then I got a DS. I got into Pokemon. I'm still pretty into Pokemon. Kind of fallen off with like Gen 6 onward, no 7 onwards. But
Yeah.
whatever. It is a lot. It was a lot to keep track of now. But I still enjoy that. Right now, I play 90% of what I play is on the PC because I have such FOMO for playing on the console because I gotta sacrifice a screen. So I gotta sacrifice my screen. I'm like, well, what do I do? Now that I have 3 screens, it's better. But back when I only had 1 screen, I had like massive FOMO playing on my PlayStation because I couldn't have Discord open. I couldn't see what my friends were gonna say about the thing.
Yeah, having 3 screens is very nice because you can put OBS on one screen, have one screen just like be a bonus one you can look at while you do something else, or that will be your gaming screen. Then you have Discord on another screen, or just your stream,
Yeah.
or like your stream manager on that other screen, just so you can ban or approve messages when you need to.
Yeah, like for me, I have obviously the game on the main screen, uh, Discord, OBS stuff on my right screen, and on my left screen I have chat, stream manager and stuff. You'd think, wow, 3 screens sounds kind of excessive, that's kind of crazy. I feel like I couldn't function with anything less nowadays.
Oh,
You
really?
become so dependent on it. Yeah. So I had 1 screen, and then I had like some friend back in middle school, and he had 2 screens, and I'm like, "Pfft, that's dumb. That's excessive. Why would you need 2 screen? I'm cool. I have a 1 screen, and I'm fine.
And now you
I don't
understand.
need
Now
it.
you understand.
And then he's like, here, try another screen. Tried it for two days. I could never go back.
Can
I
never
hated
go
it.
back.
I when I moved to Germany, I had to use 1 screen for a while, just because of everything being moved over. It was awful. I didn't understand how I could function. I would like alt tab, on reflex just to look at my other screen. There'll be nothing there. And then I got my 2nd screen, and then I was like, this is great. This is amazing. This is how I want to live. This is great. It's perfect, right? I have the game, and then I have my screen where I can look up stuff. I can chat with people. I can figure out my own stuff.
Yeah.
And then a friend introduced me to 3 screens.
Oh God.
Here we go again. That's excessive. That's stupid. Why would you need 3 screens? That's crazy talk. What do you even do on the 3rd screen? You just have your Discord and your Spotify there. Like, you barely even use it. Oh, how naive I was.
Yeah, having
Just
a lot of
get
screens
used to it.
helps.
You get used to the
Uh,
convenience. It's such a privileged thing to say.
so what kind of games, like game genres of games do you like to play?
Uh, hmm. I like horror games.
I'm very much
I
the
remember,
opposite.
I remember seeing your interview with Naomi, and I was like,
Oh, you watched
ah,
that?
yeah, I've done my research.
Oh, nice. I hope you liked that episode.
Yes, I love listening to the podcast. Even if I can like drop in, the fact that it's like stored as a VOD on the link that you'd post, it's so easy to
That
find
it
them.
becomes a
And
VOD, yeah. It just becomes a
yeah,
VOD
it's so
automatically.
convenient.
That's
And
again great example right there of why I like streaming on YouTube because people want like people who want to watch the VODs don't have to go around jump loops, and also it's like people who normally don't like to watch VODs might watch the stream just because it's on my YouTube channel.
yeah, no, and it's easy to find back. I found it and I listened, and I've listened to like 2, 3 more interviews. It's really nice to have in the background. But yeah, so I saw that comment and I was like, ah, I found a
Oh
horror
man.
nerd. Yes. Mm.
Yeah, horror to me, I don't know. I don't like getting scared.
I'm the opposite. I love getting scared. But the thing is, I like getting scared if I have someone with me.
Yeah.
And streaming is perfect for that.
Yeah, I really should do that with a friend. Pull them on and then chat with them while we do the horror game. I need to do that. That sounds like a good idea.
When I played Outlast, maybe like a year ago, I had my friends on Discord. I would like stream the Discord screen and show them me playing through, and it was so much fun. That's what I love about the horror games is that
I like doing that with all games, really. Having a friend there to play off of while you stream a single player game is so fun.
yeah, even if someone like doesn't even mention, "Oh, hi, I'm playing this game. Do you want to watch it?" Just someone propping it up, automatically it just gives that atmosphere. Like, oh, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, very much
But yeah, like
so.
I played through Outlast and they were watching, and that was like really fun. And I realized that like, so I am a coward. I'm not like, I do get scared a lot, and I am the kind of person who is really weak to, let's say, like getting chased. Getting chased is my weakness. If there's a chase scene, I'll be on the brink of crying. It's terrifying.
Really?
Yeah, it's so bad. I hate getting chased. It's the most uncomfortable feeling
It
I've
can
ever
be.
felt.
They very much can
Um,
be. I find it much scarier when it's like if it's like just being seen by the enemy means you're pretty much dead, and your only chance of escape is literally you have to get from hiding place to hiding place, and if you're seen, you die.
I was playing Alien
I
Isolation.
was gonna
That's
say
like the
Alien
concept.
Isolation, yeah.
The entire concept of that game is just like hide and
Yeah.
just pray that it doesn't see you and doesn't hear
Yep.
you.
If I wish I could erase like my memories of what the game is about, so I could play through it with a blind playthrough, because it's like I get like I've tried playing through it. I've tried playing through it like 3 times, and every time I get like halfway through the game and I get bored because it's like I already know what's gonna happen. It's still
Yeah.
scary, but it's like knowing what's gonna happen means it's not as fun, I guess.
I'm really glad I stopped watching like playthroughs of it after like the 15 first minutes, because I was determined back then, which probably like 5 years ago by now. Back then I was determined. I was like, I'm gonna beat this game one day. I'm gonna do it, because this is like my greatest fear, right? Is that like not knowing where the monster is, not knowing what's gonna happen. It could appear out of freaking nowhere, and all I have to do is hide. I can't fight back at all. And I was like, okay, this is terrifying, because all you have is the locator to figure out somewhat where it is.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like, I'm gonna beat this game one day.
I think
Never
Alien
did.
Isolation is one of the most terrifying games.
Oh, definitely, absolutely. The way it's laid out and the AI, it's so scary. But yeah, I never finished it
Oh,
until I
really?
started streaming, and I
Ah.
finally got through it. I finally got through the goal of that game, and that was really satisfying.
Oh man, I really want to play through it. Even if I already know the story, or like I'd love to actually have a game like that, but one that I don't know the story to, so I don't spoil myself.
Yeah, yeah. That's
I feel like that'd be
important.
better.
You can't know where the spooks are. That's the fun. That's the fun part.
I think that's also why Alien Isolation's nice, because you technically don't know where they are, because the alien literally can pop out at any time once you get past like its first appearance. Basically, you're now in the point of the game where it's like the alien literally could pop up at any fucking time. Like you're never
Yeah.
safe again, basically, except
No,
for select safe rooms.
yeah, there's like segments where it appears less than others, but you're never truly safe, and that's the I guess that's the hook of it, isn't it? That's
Yep.
like the truly terrifying part is that even if you're in a segment where he doesn't appear a lot, or in a segment where he does appear a lot, like you still don't know where it's gonna go. You don't know when you're making too much noise. You could go into a
Exactly.
room, like you could leave the room right behind you, go into another one, and boom, there he is, because he's like, aha, I went through the vents.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. I don't know. It's a great horror game. I think it's the way they
Mhm.
handled it is one of the best. Because it's like it's horror and you can kind of defend yourself, but you can never truly win against the monster.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta beat the game. You can't beat the monster, you just gotta beat the game.
Exactly. Oh
Uh,
man.
But yeah, no, I love horror games, which is I guess kind of the my quote unquote niche is that I just would really like to play more horror games. But I do play on my free time. I play a lot of multiplayer games because I like playing with my friends. That's just my chill time, right? Playing some Valorant, Fortnite shooters. Now that I got into them because I was always poo poo at them. Uh, and but on Streamlets, like what I would like to show is I'm playing Yakuza now, and I love that. I love the humor in that game. Uh, it is a JRPG, so it is longer, but I just like games where it gets a reaction out of you somehow.
Yeah.
Whether that's you being scared or, laughing at the game, having your mind blown, anything. I think any game where you can get a reaction out of it is a game that I would love to play, especially if I have someone to I guess react to it with me.
Yeah, yeah,
Whether that's
yeah.
just chat or a friend in Discord.
Honestly, I feel like what I really want to do now, I want to get a collab set up playing Friday the 13th with a bunch of VTubers.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I think that'd be fun. I hate Dead by Daylight, but Friday the 13th I think could be really fun. I've never played it. I've watched people play it, and I think it's one of the horror games that I think would be so much fun because the only time that you get scared is from your friend, like sneaking up on you as Jason, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that. I really feel like I'd enjoy that. Time zones would be hard for me, so I want to figure out a good day to do that with people. I feel like I'd want to plan that on like a Tuesday probably, because that's like my 3 days off are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Otherwise,
Mm-hmm.
I can only stream early in the mornings around like 8 a.m. PST, which is really early.
Yeah.
Um, uh, or um or at like what time? Like 10 p.m. PST, which is very late for most people. That's like 1 a.m. for people on the East Coast. And then for people in other
Yeah.
countries, that could literally be like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I know for you, it'd actually probably work out better because it'd be basically 4 hours from now, whatever 4 hours from now is.
Uh, 4 hours from now, it's 3 a.m. now, so 7.
So yeah, 7 a.m. your time,
Yeah, that'll be
basically.
like possible.
Yeah, that like I
To
could
maybe
do
wake up
that
at
if
that
I want to do
time.
late night. I might plan that. I'll see if I can get that planned for a horror stream next week, maybe, or 2 weeks from now, and get a bunch of VTubers. Like I know I have a lot of friends that aren't VTubers, but I feel like this is one where I'd want to try and plan it to be a big collab with a bunch of VTubers.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that could be a lot of fun because
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I want to plan more collabs. I need to get more involvement in the community and playing with a bunch of people, and I need to find ways how to edit that content down quicker. Like, I have an editor. I'm just very picky with him, but he's very patient with me, which I'm very grateful for. But I like the more help I get, the better.
Yeah, no, of course. It's a big undertaking.
It
It's a lot
really
of things to
is.
do.
Mm, and
Just planning
scheduling.
is such a mess sometimes.
Yeah, scheduling with a bunch of different content creators could be a nightmare. Not even just content creators, just scheduling with people in general could be really rough.
Yeah.
Oh man. But now I think though is probably a good time for us to end off the talk show episode. So thank you so much for joining me, Nis. It's been very pleasant talking to you.
It's been amazing. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem. Anyone who is here watching, whether that's live or in the VOD, please make sure you go check out all her socials in the description. I made sure to post them all. She's really awesome. She's been a great guest. And yeah, and if you enjoyed this talk show, feel free maybe leave a like, a subscribe, and maybe a comment. Who knows? But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.